Happy Wednesday, West Virginia University fans. This is Ear Sports coming in with a 3-minute video to discuss one of the hot topics of the day, at least what I think might be a hot topic, because earlier this morning I released my position group power rankings. I'm going to update them every Wednesday moving forward. Yes, Mike loves lists, Mike loves rankings. And with that in mind, he doesn't get a vote in my rankings, but I am going to throw it over to him to hear from him. What are his two top, let's start there, two top position groups for West Virginia University right now?
All right. So, one, thanks for cutting me out of charity bets too. Probably the best for everybody. And this I like because it's more of a reflection of in the moment. It's not how I think it's going to end, and maybe it's not even how I think it is overall. But give me number one, offensive line. Not a surprise. I don't have to go into great depth there. Thought they did pretty well, and even the problems that they had in certain spots, you kind of have to tip your cap to the personnel of Penn State. But not embarrassed. Not a lot of TFLs and sacks. The quarterback didn't get hit. Nothing forcing the turnovers. Solid, competent, ran the ball, probably what you hope for. Maybe not best case, but certainly when you have an offensive line that's got that type of reputation, you're supposed to play like they did. That's fine with me. Number two, bit of a surprise. Give me the defensive line. I just like that right now. I'm not saying it's number two overall, but I kind of feel good about it. Certainly better than you probably did at the beginning of the year. Played 8 people. They don't have Asani Redwood yet. And it wasn't like an even distribution of snaps. You had guys getting 4 and 8 and 10 snaps, which is fine. They're going to have to fill in those gaps, but people were disruptive or effective in those 4, 8, and 12 snaps. But getting Sean Martin, Michael Lockhart, Ed Basterinen as a starting line, that's fine. Don't extend them too much. Might have done that in the first game, actually. But still, get a good second and even third line in. I like what they did. They were active. They didn't get pushed around, got some pressure, and they're going to get better and better as they get used to this. And they add someone like Redwood, not the number two overall, but that's where I would rank them right now just because of where they came from before the first game and how I feel about them afterward.
I can't believe you didn't even consider special teams, Mike. They first off, they kicked it into the end zone on kickoffs. They did it. Actually did it,
You can do that
and it
apparently.
worked. Yeah,
Yeah.
you apparently can. And good job in punt coverage. Good job in kickoff coverage when they did try to return it. Almost got a field goal block, almost got a punt block. Things look like they're moving up there. They were also in my top two. Um, Bottom two, Mike, where you going?
I'm just going to stick in the secondary. That's got to change, and it hasn't. If that was it coming in, that's where it is now. So if I'm going to grade in the curve of the defensive line because of where it is versus where I thought it might be, I'm going to do the same for the secondary. Just soft coverage. Players who just look like they were doing their part without any awareness of what was around them. You can be in a zone, be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more active. You don't have to let the guy catch the ball and then go get him. And I just wonder how concerned they were about the personnel at the start. And then with that worst case scenario at the beginning, if that cooled off the coaches, the players there, the corners, concerning. Only 4 of them. Jacoby Spells isn't good enough to play? Question mark. And then only 4 safeties, and is Marcus Floyd a guy who lost the starting spot but is supposed to be good enough to come back and fix this? No, your answers might be the answers in the field, and we've talked about that. If the depth isn't good enough to change and shuffle things, that's a problem. It was just way too easy for a quarterback that they did not want to or need to make it easy on.
Right there with you. Cornerbacks and safeties at 9 and 10 out of 10 position groups for me, and it wasn't even particularly close. Eighth was way up there, and that's where things are now. We'll check back in a week and see if that's still the same.